So today we're going to dig into a really cool case study about a service company that absolutely cracked the code on productivity. They figured out how to make every single minute on a job site count, turning their standard crews into these hyper-efficient, revenue-doubling machines.
You know, it all boils down to a massive question that pretty much every business owner has to ask at some point. How do you get more from the team you already have? It's the classic scaling problem, right? And the answer isn't always just hire more people. Today, we're going to break down how one company found a much smarter way.
Okay, so to really get how they pulled this off, we've got to look at the problem they were up against first. And honestly, it's a problem you see all the time in pretty much any field service business, and it is incredibly expensive.
I mean, does this sound familiar to anyone? It's the classic scene, right? A three-person crew shows up to a job, but because of how the work flows, one person is just kind of standing around, waiting for their turn. That's paid downtime. And it is a massive productivity killer that just chips away at your profits, one job at a time.
And wow, this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the old way of doing things. One task has to finish before the next one can even start. That's where all the waiting happens. But on the right, that's the goal, a parallel workflow, where multiple high-value tasks are all happening at once. This is how you turn a simple job into a full system install. The big question is, right, how on earth did they bridge that gap?
Well, the answer was a new tool. But listen, this wasn't just about slapping together an app. This was about building a whole digital ecosystem from the ground up, designed for one thing, to completely upskill their entire workforce.
And the tech they used, it's actually brilliant in how simple it is. I want you to think of it like a person. The face is the simple, easy-to-use mobile app that the technicians see. Behind the scenes, the nervous system is just a Google sheet, automatically logging everything they do. And the brain is the content engine, Notebook LM, where all the training material is.
So the very first piece of this puzzle was totally rethinking how and when their technicians actually learn. Instead of pulling everyone off the road for a week of classroom training, they had to make the learning fit into the chaotic reality of fieldwork.
And that meant putting the classroom right in their pocket. So just picture this. You've got a chimney tech. Maybe it's a slow Tuesday afternoon or a job gets rained out. Instead of that being wasted time, he can just pull out his phone, log into the training hub, and start learning a new high-value skill right then and there.
And check this out. Look at the kind of training we're talking about. This isn't just, a quick refresher on old skills. We're talking about taking a chimney specialist and teaching them high-voltage HVAC systems, getting them certified by the Environmental Protection Agency, and even training them to wire a boiler. These are serious, game-changing skills that bring in a ton of revenue.
And here's the kicker. The whole thing was built for guys in the field, not for office workers. The rule was super simple. If you can use your smartphone, you can master this training hub. That's it. No complicated logins, no sitting at a desktop, just open and learn.
Okay, so the techs are learning in their downtime. That's awesome. But how does management actually know it's sinking in? How can they be sure who's really ready to be trusted with, say, a brand new furnace installation? Well, that's where the data becomes absolutely critical.
Remember that nervous system we talked about? This is where it shines. Every single time a technician finishes a module or aces a quiz in the app, the result is instantly and automatically logged in a Google Sheet. It's the invisible engine that creates a perfect, undeniable record of what each person can do.
And this is literally what it looks like on the back end. See? It's not rocket science. Each row is just a simple, hard fact. This tech completed this module and got this score. It completely removes all the guesswork and creates a crystal clear, data-driven path to getting certified on new skills.
And this is where it all comes together. Those little quiz scores, they all roll up into one big overall training score. So now, management can just glance at a dashboard and know with 100% certainty that Angela Martin, their senior chimney specialist, has a 98.1 score. They know she's an expert, they know she's ready for more.
All right, so let's put this all together. Let's go back to the job site and see what actually happens now. We've given our existing crew brand new, certified skills, so what changes when they pull up to a customer's house?
The whole game changes, right? This isn't a crew of one lead tech and two helpers anymore. No way. Now, they are three specialized assets, each one with a specific, certified skill set ready to get to work at the same time.
So instead of everyone tripping over each other, they split up the second that truck stops. Boom! Tech A is in the basement starting the furnace install. Tech B, who just got certified, goes straight up to the roof to seal the chimney crown. And Tech C is down at the base prepping the liner.
3 people, 3 different tasks, all of them 100% productive from the first minute.
And that right there, that's the game changer. The chimney work, which used to be the biggest bottleneck, the thing that held everyone up or made you schedule a second visit, now it's just happening at the same time as everything else. It's been transformed from a delay into a parallel revenue stream.
Okay, so the app is cool, the training is smart, the data is powerful, but what does this all mean for the business? Let's talk about the actual, real-world impact. Let's talk about the bottom line.
What it means is they actually achieve something that people in this industry talk about like it's the holy grail: 100% team productivity. It's a simple idea. From the moment the truck parks to the moment it leaves, every single person on your payroll is actively making the company money.
And with this new H&L system, that's not a dream anymore. It's just what they do. No more waiting, no more watching. Just 100% productive, parallel work.
And what happens to your revenue when you pull that off? When every single stop becomes a full system install performed by a multi-skilled crew? Well, the result is just staggering. You literally double the revenue you bring in at each stop. And get this, without adding a single new person to the payroll.
So, this company found and solved their biggest bottleneck. And in doing so, they found their industry's holy grail. And that leaves us with one final thought for you to chew on. What's the biggest inefficiency in your world? And what would it take to turn your team into a 100% productive crew?